Welcome everyone. Hello. Welcome to our welcome to our Wednesday session. We are live on the school group. Sorry, this is my lamp if you're wondering what's sticking out here. So today is a really exciting day because we have a fantastic spotlight speaker here, one of our dear members, Jelle here from the Netherlands. And I have an exciting announcement to make too. But maybe let me wait with that for a few minutes in case some people join a bit later. So why don't we start with let me actually think. Normally, we also like to start in breakout rooms for some one-to-one networking if you want. But today, at the moment, we are only like, I don't know, 4 people. Would you like to go into breakout rooms and randomly, or shall we just um, join here and start with Yelle and see when people, maybe more people join? It makes more sense maybe to go into breakout rooms if at all. How are you feeling today? Hi, Annelies. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Yelle, by the way. Welcoming you. Yeah, let me also just always keep an eye on the waiting room. You know what? I actually think it's best if we maybe Yelle, are you ready? Would you like to shall we start our little interview session here? So and Victoria, one of our new members. Hello. I think our latest member, really welcome. So great to have you here. Maybe to fill you in, so Wednesdays is for a spotlight speaker session or a topic related session. Somebody will speak about a topic or their journey as an interpreter, so we can learn and grow from each other. And yeah, that's what's today. Then on Thursdays, we have a practice session hosted by dear members, Lavinia and Antonio, aka Terp Mom and Terp Dad. And on Sundays, we have a speech lab. It's a practice co-working speech creation session to create speeches to practice with. And yeah, those are our live calls at the moment. And today I invited Yeli, and I'm really glad that yeah, he is happy to speak to us about his journey. He's an experienced interpreter and will tell us more about his journey and really amazing assignments he has had over the course of his career. Yeli, maybe you wanna jump in? Oh, Yeli, you're still muted.
Yes, good afternoon, good morning for you, some of you. Um, Here it's 11:30, and yeah, I used to be a software trainer, so I started all my courses with introducing myself, and that's the reason I call myself. I'm not 55 years old. I have 55 years of life experience, because if you have to deal with different uh, people in your room that don't want to talk about their age. So that I call it always life experience. And yes,
It's already a
uh,
great mindset
uh,
attitude, by the way. We're all about mindset here too. It counts. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's and so it makes it to something positive. So because if you're have a long life experience, have more work experience as well, and it helps you as an interpreter. I think life experience is very important. So that uh, it helps you uh, s- uh, to jump into the mind of your customer, and you're able to see the world through his or her eyes. So that's what I did before, and 2017 was kind of moment I switched career. So I had I worked for a software company in the Netherlands, and I was asked by a German uh, company to join them, and at the end it didn't work out. So I said I quit my job, and I said, okay, I want to do something else. And a year before I started my company as a interpreter, and said, okay, yeah, let's just try. And I was very lucky because the Netherlands, you have a very good social system. So they let me do my business alongside the social benefits I've got. So I wasn't fully relying on only the my income from the company. So it's a very good way, I guess, to start your career as an interpreter and entrepreneur. So that's what I did, and I I said I'm kind of omnivore. I do everything. So I like to do different jobs. So I worked in as a tour guide in Amsterdam, going to the famous red light district to show them how open the Dutch society is, and also if you want to experience what what soft drugs can do to you, it can also be experienced as well. So that's what we did too. And I was the one always sober, and some of my clients um, lost a little bit their conscious, not really, but so they were a little bit dozing, and but it was a very fun experience. But it was a very safe environment, so that's the very important. If you are a tour guide, you have they're in a foreign city, and you have to give them some comfort, and that's what we mainly did.
And were there any culture shocks, especially
Yes, yes, it
when you
is.
yeah.
Yeah. So the Dutch are very direct. So if you're looking not very well today, they will tell you in your face. And so I had someone from India, and he said, "Oh, the people in my hotel were so rude to me." He said, "What happened?" So they said, they said in my face that I looked very badly. I said, "Okay, what's the problem?" That maybe they were concerned about you because you didn't look very well. So okay, that's what we do. You just say what you think, and so it wasn't offensive at all. Yes, yes. Oh, okay, then it's okay. So that's one some culture shock you
Yeah,
experience. And
these cultural
oh,
nuances, right? Because in that culture, they would not say like, "Oh, you look sick. Are you sick?" It's like, oh,
no, no.
yeah, 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 yeah. Mm.
And it's very funny to you meet people like 70 years of life experience and never smoked pot before, and then come to my tour and said maybe you can try just one uh, uh, bit, and just try just one time and just see how it feels. If you want to continue, just go on, and if you don't want to, there's no pressure at all. And so they waited like 70 years to come to a coffee shop and have their first joint. So that's
Wow.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
And you saw their reaction.
Yes, yes. We had a lot of problems with American guests because they think if you don't eat in the morning, you can start your day with smoking pot. That's not a good idea. So, uh,
Mm.
yeah, maybe not so well prepared. So, uh, you have to eat a lot. You have to, and if you're feeling dizzy, don't drink because it makes it worse. You have to eat. You have to eat very sweet food like honey or whatever.
Mm.
But you have to do something sweet what will bring your sugar level up. So that's the main problem. Your sugar level is going down. So that's
Mm.
uh, what the joint will do to you. But this just
Interesting.
just an
Okay. Look,
example
we
for
learned
what
something
I
here.
yeah what I did in my previous life, and also along to my work as interpreter. So I started my work as interpreter, and the tour guide thing was just a side job. And and in interpreting, I'm also very uh, open-minded. So they asked me, "Do you like football?" I said yes. Did you do a press conference before? I said no, but that's a reason to start to try. And so um, even it was
Yeah, this
Corona
is also
time.
something for
Yeah,
client
yeah,
acquisition, everybody,
yes,
right? Because if a client asks you, can you do this? Say yes, you know. You're not even lying, you know, because they didn't
no,
ask, do you have experience in it or whatever. And even if they ask, do you have experience in it, you can still, you know, beat a bit around the bush because you want this job, right? I mean, of course, always only if you do want it and feel comfortable, but don't say no because out of fear, or I have never done it. No, you know, go out there. Unless you really know, okay, this is not my topic, then it's fine, but not out of fear. If it's fear, then do it, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to know your own quality. So they asked me to do a game for a match for between Ajax and Liverpool, and I said I won't do it because my English is not my strongest point. So maybe it's better to do German and Dutch and but some English is okay. But if you have a just an English club, you have to be perfect in your English. And if they send you live on English television, maybe you should be well prepared. So that's I just said okay. I would love to do it because Ajax is my club, but I don't do the Liverpool assignment, and it was perfectly well. So I
I see.
always watch the when they make the drawing of the next round for the Champions League or whatever, and I'm just hoping for a match between the German club and Belgium or a Dutch team. And sometimes I'm lucky, and there will be a match uh, tomorrow, but they didn't ask me for this job. But
Hmm.
it's a pity. So you lose some, you win
Hmm.
some, you lose some.
And do you know why? It's also always good to,
I think
what do you do?
um, I know the guy who runs this company to this agency who has the who does most of the press conferences here, and I guess he has a friend who does German, so
Hmm.
it's just something you have to accept. I have no
And
problem
could you
with it.
take, yeah, did you have the opportunity to have a conversation to ask, or was it just not possible why you were not following
Uh,
up again,
I'm
let's
not
say?
very sure if he has the assignment, or
Hmm.
it's a kind of,
To your
but
client, maybe could you
yeah,
ask your
yeah, yeah,
client, or because also it's always a good, you can always do this if a client
yeah,
um hired you and then you know there is another assignment and you are not hired, you can always, you know, they're human
yeah,
beings, you can ask, oh hey,
yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to, you know, ask about the situation, and was there
The funny
anything?
thing was I did a match of PSV Eindhoven, and that was in the summer, and like uh, 1 year later, or maybe 6 months later, there was another match, but it was the reverse match. So it was in Germany, and I was asked by a German agency to do this match. And then I met the client. So I met the football club, and said, "We were wondering why you didn't come to our home match." So I wasn't asked. I would
Hmm.
have loved to do it, but it's
Yeah, but
yeah,
always
yeah,
ask,
yeah,
get in touch with
yeah,
your client and ask, and always, of course, with a growth mindset. You want to improve and learn better, and because often maybe it wasn't even you, no? Like because it
yeah,
was or suddenly they remembered they had a friend or something. But it's
yeah,
always good to ask and learn what you could improve, if anything. Yeah,
yeah.
for everybody here. Yeah, cool, interesting.
And,
And
and
actually,
it's
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
you have to, it's always good to ask to yeah, how the experience was, if they like it or not, or if they have a problem with you. It's you have to be open about it, just to see if it's you, if it's just something miscommunication or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And great, is your headset connected via Bluetooth, or because you could
Um,
just
Yeah, no. It's the blue. I use the headset just to follow you, and
yeah.
there's a the microphone is in the camera.
Oh, I see. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, cool.
Did it work
Um,
well?
yeah, yeah, we hear you
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
saw because you walked across the room, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's actually handy if you can maybe move
Yeah.
around, but I'm like
Yeah. I
connected
can.
with
I
the
can.
cable,
It's
so
Bluetooth.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ah. I actually, and I forgot to, or I didn't catch it maybe. Um, Did you have any, just out of curiosity, any interpreting training?
Yes.
Uh,
I was a German teacher once, and so I studied German language and history, and I did 1 year of interpreting uh, education. So we had it normally it's 4 years, and when you start from scratch, and if you're experienced, if you already have a bachelor degree, you can just jump into the last year. So I just did 1 year. It was a part-time education, so I went there every Saturday for
hmm,
like 10 months,
I
and
see.
so.
Great.
Um, so we did. It's funny to so it's 1 year and just all the topics I just touched. So we did legal interpreting for maybe 3 sessions. We did medical interpreting, maybe also two sessions. And but we did a lot of uh, um, practice. So we practiced uh, oh, yeah, every week. So we did consecutive every week, and then we do also a long time of uh, what's the other way to um,
Shishutage or simultaneous?
simultaneous. So we did a lot
Yeah.
of simultaneous as well. So and but the tests were all consecutive. So we did
Oof.
consecutive German Dutch and Dutch German, and an interview in both ways. And that was the test we did at the end. And we did a lot of experience. So you have to go out and find an agency to work for some to get some experience. It was also part of the education.
That's good. Yeah.
But in fact, you learn in learning by doing. So I did a lot of police work. So in the Netherlands, there's a lot of police interpreting on the phone. So from day one, I almost did one job per day, so or more. So I did a lot of police work in the first year, I guess.
Did you need to
Um,
be sworn for this?
yes. So that's what I was already sworn interpreter in June 2016. So that's important. And if you're sworn, you get into the system. So and then you can be found. So that is very important. So they won't call you if you're not in the registered. So you have to be in the register, and that's
Yeah.
what this you can only be in the register when you're a sworn interpreter.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, I do everything. So I do a lot of work in the court, notary work, and also um, for private clients for interpreting in court, because if you're relying on the government, it's the circumstances are not so good. So I don't do a lot of jobs for the government anymore because they pay pay you poorly, and they just pay you for 30 minutes. And if you work like 45 minutes, they will pay you half an hour and then 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to be on the road for maybe 5 hours and then just earn half an hour. So that's
Yeah, that's
makes no
crazy. The
sense. Yeah,
systems
yeah,
there, it's I think it's everywhere this problem with
yeah,
community and legal interpreting.
yeah,
It's just like it's not worth leaving the house. Exactly like with the
yeah.
commute and stress and everything. Yeah.
So I decided to, and I'm also in an association of interpreters, and I and one of the things we advise is not taken in an assignment for more less than 1 hour. So
Mm,
we do only 1 hour or more, and then it makes sense to just leave the
yeah.
house and go somewhere.
Yeah. And you also, like, as you said, like you do all sorts of interpreting, so legal side, but also free market economy. Like there was
Yes,
also a fun fact you told me about, because you impressed like the CEO of MediaMarkt
yes,
or
yes,
Saturn, like an
yes,
electronics store
yeah,
in Germany. Can you share more about that, perhaps?
yes. This was one of the biggest um, agencies, and Accolade has several branches, and this was from the German slash Swiss branch, and they asked me, could you do an online workshop for MediaMarkt Saturn? And they said, I said, okay, no problem. And they tried to find all interpreters for all language combinations like Spanish and French and English and whatever. And then at the end they didn't succeed to have enough interpreters with the German combination. So they said, okay, maybe we should ask the CEO to do it in English, and then try to find interpreters in English, Spanish, English, Czech language, whatever, all the European languages. And it was easier to find. And since then, I am in the pool of these multi-language interpreters. So every time they have something with several languages involved, they ask one of the pool. So they are after the same group. And f after that, I did that. They said, maybe you can do some football interpreting. Have you experience in football? I said yes. That's okay. We need someone in Geneva for UEFA, and they pay your taxi, they pay your flight, they pay everything. And
That's a bit
uh,
different than the half-hour legal
yes,
interpreting,
yes.
right?
So even when they don't pay a lot for the interpreting itself, it's nice to have this experience that you can travel in on the cost of your client. So that's nice. Uh, and sometimes you also have the possibility to make a deal with them. Said okay. Your offer is nice, but it's not nice enough. Maybe you can offer me a little bit more. So I had someone from England. She was also did also Dutch English, and she said, I won't come if you don't pay me like this. And then they said yes. So she got a little bit more than me. So it's nice to exchange your experiences. So you can level the amount you get from this client. And so I went from them to Switzerland, and then I think the year after they asked me to go to Hungary, um, just for a workshop, like 2 hours, and you're on your way for 2 days, but that's okay. It's just a nice experience. So that's nice. So I'm in this pool of multi-language interpreters, and it's very easy to get in contact for them because they have a kind of they sent a group email to all of us, and that's the reason I came to the assignment for the European Championship in Germany. I will just sh- prepare all my stuff I got there. So that is
Oi.
what you get if you're working in Germany. You have to have a picture, and it must be a very good picture because my picture from the Netherlands was not good enough, so they made a new picture. And so for every match I went, I have a badge like this. And so this is also a Champions League, German Football Association.
And whom do
Uh,
you interpret at those matches?
in the Euro tournament, it was only for the stadium announcement, just in case. So you're there, and they hope that don't have to use you. because it's if the roof is coming down, or if it's raining a lot, or if there's a problem with the traffic or whatever, then they have to have an interpreter on place to help them out. And we
Then it would
always
be announcement across the entire
yeah,
stadium.
yes, yes, yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh,
what I
and
did. So
did you
yeah,
have
so
to do it at
yeah,
all?
yes, yes, at least one time per match, because then you have to welcome them, or you have to inform them about the public service, the travel announcement and something. So for example, in Düsseldorf, there was a match between Belgium and France, and I had to do it in 4 languages: English, German, Dutch, and French. And so I did all the messages in 4 languages.
Oh, wow, but
French is
you're
not
not like the
my
yeah.
French is not my strongest point, but my wife teaches French, so we practiced a lot about most of uh, 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 the text, and no, it's good to have that's also uh, if you can't make it, you just fake it. Just tell them you can't speak French,
Absolutely.
and just practice. And there are a lot of tools to help you out. So just if there is a new announcement, just uh, use your apps to prepare, be well prepared, and just do it. So just
Yeah, if you know it's like there's these announcement phrases, you can totally practice them before. But you didn't have to interpret like the commentator or
no,
what
no,
is
no.
it called?
It was just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stadium
okay.
announcement.
This is like a whole
Uh,
job on its own.
Yeah, it's we had like 6 pages of 9 pages of announcements, so there was a lot of worst case scenarios. The most of the things we did was telling them not to throw beer on the pitch. So that's one of the things I learned in several languages,
Mm,
and
yeah.
use fireworks or something like that. It's not allowed. That's just tournament. Normally, if you do football matches, you do press conferences. So there is
Yeah.
the most important press conference is the day before the match. It's match day -1, and because then the manager tells about the tactic, who is injured, who is not injured, and how do they feel about the next match, and you do it in both languages. So in my case always a Dutch manager and a German manager, or the German speaking manager, and they tell them about their team and what they expect. So that's what I do the day before the match. And on the match itself, you do the UEFA official announcement for fair play, and that there is no place for discrimination in the stadium. You have to respect all the people and also the officials. And then there is also a post-match press conference. So after the match, that's well really late. So if the match starts at 9 p.m., the press conference will be like 11:30. So or maybe later.
Mm. Mm. Ah.
And so that's also very important.
So is it
And
also a very long day for you then?
Yes, it is. Yes, actually, the most important day is the day before the match, and then you have the whole day off on the match day itself, and then you start like 6 o'clock, and you have food with the journalists, and then the match will start, and then yeah, you do the announcements during the match, and after the match you have to hurry to go to the press conference room, and then you do the press conference, the post-match press conference.
Ah. Do you get like overpay as well because it's more than 8 hours?
No,
Is it like a
no, no.
longer day than it's
It's no, 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 it's also not very well paid, but
Mm.
you have to. Sometimes you're lucky if they pay your hotel or your travel expenses, and so you have to. It's you can't do that all the time because you can't live from it. But it's nice to have as a side job. So it's also to gain experience, to see how you work with under pressure. So it's a lot of important people listen to you. So it's nice to have this opportunity to work in so it sits in the
Yeah, but even
finance.
also interesting. Then those kind of prestigious events don't pay well. It's
Uh,
interesting. I don't know. But and what is it? What events? How to say? Do you interpret then that do pay your daily bread? Let's say.
yeah,
Um.
it's mostly court jobs. So if you are hired directly from an attorney, then it's well paid. So then you have like 120 euros per hour. That's very common, and you pay all your expenses, and so that's what I rely on. So I do most of the things are interpreting for lawyers and their clients, and notary as well, and uh, so the best assignment I just did. I'm in the middle of it, I guess, is for a commercial company. So it's yeah, I can it's just a very big store, and they have um, a distribution center all over Europe. And the distribution center, the next distribution center they will open is in the south of Germany, and I'm interpreter for the trainers who train the employees who work in uh, this center, distribution center. They sell all stuff mostly from China, and a lot of quantities, a lot of them. It's really big, and we do it like 5 days in a row. So and in total it's 6 weeks. So they pay you very well per day, and they pay all your expenses. So if you have have an assignment for 6 weeks, and every day is well paid, and then I have a good start of the year. So
Oh,
I
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
first 2 weeks were in December, and now I just finished the 2 weeks in January, and in 3 weeks we will go there again and then do another 2 weeks.
I see. And can
So
you give any tips to interpreters? How can they find such a gig? It's like training, or what is like
uh,
the
it's
company's
it's it's
training his
it's
staff,
always
or
about networking. So I got this job because I worked together with other interpreters. That's what you normally have. You have multiple languages, and you get in contact to your colleagues. And if you connect well to your colleagues, and you're nice to them, so you have to be open-minded. You have to be open, also open to your colleagues, and have a good time. If you have a good time with your colleagues, they will think of you when they have an opportunity for you. That's how it works. So it from day one, I try to do my job as good as possible, but also communicate with your clients and also with your colleagues. And I got this job because um, I worked with a colleague who does French Dutch, as French Dutch combination, and she did do the same job in France. So there was a new distribution center in France, and that's what she did there. And then and, the person who has to organize all the interpreters asked her, "Do you have someone for German?" And he said,
Mhm.
"Yeah, you can ask Jelle. He's a nice guy, and I have good experience with him." So it was, and so I knew her, and
Okay, great.
uh, I met her last year because her boyfriend runs a park where they rent out uh, um, houses. So it's a kind of holiday park, and so, like 1/3 of all the houses are German owned. So they also always need an interpreter for their yearly meetings.
Mhm.
And she asked me, so she gave her friend, a boyfriend, a tip to ask Jelle for this interpreting job. in this
So
park.
basically, you networked with a
Yes, yeah,
non-interpreter,
yeah, so,
with the person from
yeah,
this holiday
yeah,
park.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So always speak
and
to people. You don't know where the jobs come from, basically, huh?
yeah, that's
Always say
what.
that you're an interpreter.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to always
Hmm.
be open to everybody you are in contact with, and I met her because she was visiting her boyfriend after this yearly meeting. So I was on the meeting to work for him, and then she came along because she stayed the night in the park as well, and so then we could speak again, and then you're in the top of her mind. So because you had a nice conversation, and then if this opportunity came, so ask Jelle for it. Then it's just how it works. It's always worked like this. So it's always about um, getting in contact to your colleagues, to your customers, and ask and just use their network. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
that's what I do.
Well,
Oh.
super, super interesting. Thank you for sharing. And the job itself, is it, I imagine it's not in a booth, right? I guess it's more
No,
like with
no,
a
that's
tour
it's
guide system and
yeah, yeah.
consecutive or
No, no. What do we do it
mm,
simultaneously. So
hmm.
in this distribution center, so the students are sitting in a classroom, and the trainer is speaking English, and we do it interpret it to German, and he has a headset, or she that are two trainers, one female, one male. They have a headset, and they speak in our ears, and we just walk around, and we have our own headset, and all the students have who want to who need an interpretation. They have the headset, their own headset. You have the different channel for it because otherwise
Hmm.
it wouldn't match, and so and they can do listen to our yeah, live interpretation.
Yeah, interesting. So with the tour guide system and you're right in the trenches with everybody, it's
Yeah,
also very exciting. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Is
yeah.
there anybody else here who has this question also, of course, for Yelle? You can always, unmute and just ask your question, of course. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
Yelle, please, you wanted to
I
continue.
I just wrote down a hashtag. That's what I also do. I do a lot of LinkedIn messages and other social media messages, and I always use uh, an hashtag. I just put it in the comments, and
Mm.
you can just Google it, and you will see all the different jobs I've done in the past, and it helps you to find back your information if you think about a gig you had in the past, and you wrote something on LinkedIn, for example, for it, then you can just use the hashtag to find it back.
That's a
And
good idea. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I was just wondering if there is a good hashtag I could use in English, because this is Dutch, so it basically says Jelle talk Duits, and that means Jelle interpreter German. That's what
Hmm.
it means. So could you have um, uh, an idea what could be a good translation to get international clients? So
Hmm.
if I just use my first name, um,
You want the
Jelle
equivalent,
interprets.
like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
just shorter. You don't want like
yeah,
something like Yelle interprets English, but shorter.
yeah, yeah.
Is that right? Maybe
The
Terp.
English, German, or yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
can always abbreviate interpreting into Terp, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Yellow Terps.
Dutch. It's mainly a combination with Dutch or German. So that's that would be a possibility. It's
Yeah,
like
yes.
something like this.
Yes, yes. And then
Uh,
with the different languages, yes.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. But
Yeah, that looks
it
good.
helps something, and it's just you can also use it because if you're on LinkedIn, you can just see how much this hashtag is used. So you can also track your own activity on LinkedIn because it's like 1,000 times used in the past.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
actually good. I mean, you are active, so it's good for client acquisition, but it's
yeah,
also good
yeah,
for you because you can look back and remember what you have
yeah.
done. That's a good
So
point. Yeah.
yeah, and so
Very helpful.
I just wrote an article about this assignment in the distribution center, and I just photographed my shoes because the shoes are very ugly because they are security shoes, and
Mm-hmm.
they call it clown shoes.
Yes.
So they're
Okay.
very big shoes, and actually this picture got like 1,200 reactions, so
Wow, really?
or impressions,
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so everybody likes it, and also all my colleagues who did the same gigs in the past reacted on it because they knew it. So they knew
Yeah.
if you work in an industrial environment, you need those shoes. So
Yes, these
that's
are words that you
oh,
can do from your work,
yeah, yeah,
create LinkedIn content about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This also works towards client acquisition. So yeah, 1,200 impressions. This is amazing. Great. Yeah.
So that's
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions, anybody? And Jelle, of course, if you have any final
Hmm.
other anything to share. Hi, Chris. Hello from
Yes,
Nigeria.
yes,
Hello.
yes. Hello. How are you doing? How are you
Good,
today?
good.
Okay. Good day, everyone.
Hi.
Well done, Jelly. Well done, well done, well done. So I want to ask you some question.
Yeah.
Where you are in your country, how much is the rate for simultaneous interpretation per day per interpreter?
Yeah, that's always a question about negotiation. So what I always ask if I work in a commercial environment, I will ask 120 per hour. And so and maybe you have to go down a bit for if you have a whole day. So I would suggest like 700 euros per day, plus travel expenses. So if you have to travel like 2 hours, it has to be paid as well. So I would suggest like a 700 per day, something
Okay.
in
Okay. The reason why
in
I
euros, in euros. So it just
okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Fine. The reason why I asked the question because I heard you said that there are some time you charge 20 euro per hour. I was like, this is too cheap.
yeah. It's much too cheap. So that's a problem here as well because some people do it like a side job. And if you go like, if I work for the government, I asked 80 euros per hour or even like 90 euros. And I don't get a lot of those jobs because there are cheaper colleagues as well. So the minimum price in the Netherlands is about above like 60 euros. And a lot of them work for 62 euros or something, and 62 euros is it's just not enough because if you're just paid for half an hour you get 35 euros, and it costs you half a day, so that you don't work for 35 euros for like 4 hours or something. So it has to be like 90 plus, that would be a good price.
Okay. Okay. My last question is
Mhm.
are you thinking of, due to your experience in sports, are you thinking to have a career with FIFA?
I didn't work for FIFA now, but it could yeah. I would love to.
Okay, okay.
They
Okay, thank
should
you
pay
very much.
better than that.
I wish you
Yeah.
all the best because I'm
Thank you.
seeing you working for FIFA.
Yeah,
It's a prophecy.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, good
it's
luck.
Good,
right.
good.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Great questions. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, really, it's really great to learn about your journey. Thank you for sharing all of this, and of course, also sharing valuable tips for other interpreters, colleagues to find clients. This is always super helpful, and what we are here for, to support each other.
What always helps is to get use your skills you already have. So I used to be a software trainer, so I'm open-minded what software to use software, and so for example, Excel is a very useful tool to make lists and sort all the lists. And so if you're not familiar with Excel, it will bring you down. So I have a lot of colleagues who only use Word because it's easier, and it's easier, but it's not so handy. So if you're just take the time to learn something about Microsoft Excel, it will help you a lot in to speed up your preparation. And
interesting. Do you do glossaries in Excel or Word? I think there are also the two parties. Some do it in Word, some do it in Excel. Where do you do it?
Excel.
Okay.
Because it's made for sorting and filtering, and but the problem is people like to print it, and if you want to print it, you have to know how to do it in Excel, and that's one of the things I learned in the past. And if you manage that, it's way easier to use Excel.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you. Great, thank you again. Like super valuable. I just want to make sure I have the last a couple of minutes left for my great announcement within our hour, so we don't overrun. But yes, anything else you would like to share with us, or comment on, or add? Or is there anybody else who has a last burning question for Jelle? Is it Jelle or Jelle?
Jelle.
How do I pronounce? Jelle. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All good, or was there anything else you would like to?
No, it's okay.
Anybody? Okay. And anybody else? Any questions? No. Okay, cool. Okay, then let me move over to the great announcement. Woohoo! So I'm really excited to share something really special with all of you today and to the community. And of course, I will also distribute it afterwards to everybody who wasn't here. And if you watch the recording, this is also super helpful. So what's going on? Over the past months, I have had many interpreters reach out, people who truly want to be part of this amazing community here, who need support, want connections, and the growth opportunities that we have here. And but for a reason or another, they just cannot join because maybe in that country there is no credit card or PayPal doesn't exist or what have you. So it's like a barrier, and this really got me thinking. And yeah, when I first introduced the membership fee, it was mainly to filter out spammers, to create a committed space for dedicated interpreters, this intimate community where we are all serious and trustworthy, of course. And and now I've realized that maybe still, this is a barrier that's too strong. So, and I think now I can maintain the quality and integrity of our community here in other ways. That's why I will start entry questions for people that join to help ensure that everyone, is truly either an aspiring interpreter or already an interpreter or a seasoned interpreter, So really just serious about, being committed here. And in this way, we can keep our community strong, engaged, and full of like-minded interpreters who want to learn and grow together. And the thing is that it's all about support and growth. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. It's really important to me. So, so it's really about and has been about community and growth, not about the membership fee aspect. And it's about creating a space where we as interpreters can truly lift each other up. My motto: there is enough success for everybody. This is a space of positivity, non-competition, and mutual support. And so I've made a big decision. And let me use some here. We're talking about tech, some tech for you to make it even more exciting. Where is it now? Drum roll. So, no, I cannot find my notes. This is great. Anyhow, so drum roll. So as of today, after our session now, the Terps Practice Network is completely free for everyone. Woohoo! So free. I will remove the membership fee. Woo! And yeah, because I want the space to be as accessible to interpreters everywhere, no matter the situation. And this is because I believe that when we come together, we all rise and we help our industry together as well. So yeah, there's nothing in the standing in the way of anyone now who is serious about interpreting and wants to join us. As said, like I will enter, there will be some entry questions, so to make sure that spammers don't come in. So let's say, but really trustworthy people. And yeah, everything else stays the same. We're still going to have our live meetings here on Wednesdays, our spotlight speaker sessions, client getting week soon again at some point, networking events, practice sessions tomorrow, every Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow with Lavinia and Antonio at 6 p.m. On Sunday, the speech creation session. And of course, please, again, I want to reiterate, there is a classroom section in this school community, the Terps Practice Network, and there is lots of valuable stuff in there. Videos about client acquisition and our past recordings, so much more. So, and the more you interact in our school community with likes and comments, the sooner the next piece of content will unlock in the classroom section. It's a little bit of gamification from the school platform to keep communities or motivate communities to actually be active. And this is what it's about. I mean, social media is called social, so it's actually the thought is to be social. So let's do this, be active, and yeah, and this is. I hope you're as excited as I am. So
Nice. Yeah,
that's
very
that.
good. I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
everybody,
have yeah. I think
please, yeah,
that's a good, yeah, you have to make it as open as possible. It's a good idea to make it free. Yeah.
exactly. So everybody who has a subscription, please cancel it. I will actually check myself technically, of course, because it's through the school community itself, so through the school platform. Um, I'm not sure how it works, whether you can just cancel it and stay in the community, or it asks you to leave and you have to come back in. So as of this afternoon, so check out this afternoon, I will make it free. So if you have to leave and come back in, I don't know, might be this thing, but then it will be free. Um, and yeah, that's that. I'm really thrilled, and that's what this. That was it.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I
again,
have a last question.
please, yeah.
I just forget to ask. And next week I have to give a speech on a secondary school about my job.
Oh,
And
cool.
my question is, would you recommend a young person to become to start a career as an interpreter? That's what my question is.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
Actually,
this
this
is
is great. Yeah. Were you asked to give a speech? Because I have
yeah. So
things
it's
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 not.
a kind of job market. So they
Mm,
can learn from all different career paths. So there people are in the age to make a decision what to study next. So they need more information, and so that's what's all about. So there are like 50 workshops, and one of them is my workshop. So this is what a question. Maybe you can just
mm.
write it in the comments. Would you recommend a young person to start a career as an interpreter? So because
That's
all
good. Yeah.
of uh, artificial intelligence and all
Yeah.
technical solutions there are, that I personally would recommend to start a career as an interpreter. But you have to
Yeah,
maybe
my
there
my
have the
spon
doubts. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, my spontaneous impetus is also yes, recommended, because I think it will evolve, right? So there will still be work in this industry, even
Mm-hmm.
if it might evolve with AI in the few years or what have
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also still recommend it. When I graduated from school, they even said don't study English because English won't be needed anymore. And it's not true. And it's now 13 years later after I graduated from university. So
Mm-hmm.
um, and or journalism would die out. They said so as well when the internet came up, right? And they're still journalists. So don't. And there is this metaphor of, like, I think it was, I don't know, a baker in New York, an immigrant who opened a bakery or something, and he created a thriving business, and it was during the Depression. No, every other business kind of shut down, and later he was asked how he made this happen when everybody else shut down. How did he thrive, in this environment, in this economy? And he said at the time he could not read English yet, and he just didn't know that there was a depression. So it's also we get the lesson is that we get influenced by what people tell us, like, oh, it's a depression or whatever, it's artificial intelligence, it won't work, no job. But maybe if you didn't know about it and you were just like passionate about it, it works. So yeah, this is
I
my
think
take on it.
you have to have a service mindset. So you have to want to offer a service to a client, and maybe you should offer other services as well, like helping them to make phone calls or whatever, just using your language skills.
Diversify, exactly. The language expert in every areas for the client, for a company. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Just the last question, what popped up.
That's a great question. Maybe you can also, regarding the engagement here in the school community, maybe you want to post it in the bench, see whether
that's a good
more people
idea.
engage, because it's it's a good spark for discussion, actually. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. So see you again next Wednesday for our next Spotlight speaker session, and tomorrow practicing interpreting at 6 p.m. Tomorrow on Thursday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. All right. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And again, congratulations, Jelle, for your great talk here. And thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.